Hey there, Nopenguin here, and on September 27th, 2022, a ban list was dropped. Of which, a good friend was lost, Halqifibrax. For years, it has been the core of the Penguin strategy. For years, it has defined how we combo with the deck. And in its absence, there's a huge hole to fill. I've been labbing endlessly trying to find the best way to recover from this, and I have a couple of ideas. Today's video will be on the pure variety of penguins, the one that I feel is the best of the bunch, but there's no denying that Halqifibrax's loss has severely damaged the ceiling of the deck. Rest in peace, Halqifibrax. You will be missed. But with that out of the way, here is the list. As you see, we are going back to an old friend, DPE. Now, last time we had DPE in the Penguin deck, we had access to Verite, which we do not have. However, Konami did bring Fusion Destiny back to 3 in this list. Otherwise, this is a very typical Penguin list. But with that, let's go through the cards themselves. We have our usual Penguin lineup, though one thing I do want to note, and I may adjust for in the future, is the fact that the tuner to non-tuner ratio has always been heavily on the tuner side, because Halqifibrax has always allowed us to just have any two penguins go into Halqifibrax, so even if we had something like a Polar Penguin and a Penguin Squire, that's fine because you could still Halq with that, but without Halq, you can't even do a Synchro Summon, so the options there are still very limited. That being said, these are still the ratios I feel the most comfortable with, as they are the ratios that, in my opinion, will brick you the least. Then, of course, our hand traps. We are playing 7. We have triple Ash Blossom, double Effect Veiler, 1 Nibiru, and 1 DD Crow. We are playing Crossout in the deck, so just having this lineup of hand traps to protect ourselves against is always great. And DD Crow is specifically here for the DPE. People are playing DD Crow a lot more in the main, and we do not want them to hit our DPE. And because it hasn't been banned, we are still going to abuse Scythe. Scythe was DPE is still a really great going first lock that allows us to just gain advantage while the opponent is stuck. And like I said, we have Fusion Destiny at 3. If we didn't get this back to 3, I would struggle to copium that we can actually play this build of the deck, but with 3, it gives me just enough confidence that this is working. And then our other consistency boosters of Penguin Gardens and Prosperity. Prosperity being literally the best card for just consistency in this, because this deck really deals with a lot of specific cards. Before you can just have, oh, tuner, non-tuner. Now we specifically need cards like Fusion Destiny or Squire and Great Emperor Penguin specifically, so Prosperity is just really good for digging for that. Then we have our 4 copies of Hand Trap Disruption. We have 1 Called By and triple Crossout. And we're also playing Double Dark Ruler. This is part for a Crossout target, but also just a really good card in the format right now, and triple Infib. Nothing really special or notable in the extra deck. Of course, we have the Dagda for our DPE plays. I guess the most notable thing would be the fact that we still are playing Selene into Access Code, because the Charmers are still spellcaster monsters that we could build into Selene, and if during that game we have used Effect Veiler, we could still use Selene's effect to get it back and go into Access Code. It's definitely not as just absolutely apparent with the Halq into Effect Veiler into Selene. Like, it's not that consistent, but it is an option here that I enjoy having. But frankly, I don't want to talk too much about the deck. This is a deck that we have seen in the past. I just want to show you that it still has the capability to take wins. Let's get into those replays. Our first replay is up against Galaxies. They get to go first, so they're going to go Summon Wizard, Orbital send itself to grab the Afterglow, Wizard tribute itself for the Galaxy Soldier, they'll Galaxy Soldier, but I do have the Effect Veiler in hand, so I can negate that, and that literally just ends their turn. We get to go first, and this will show you how just Royal Penguin Gardens plus Fusion Destiny is all you really need. Of course, there are 2 specific cards, but that's besides the point. We'll go into the Penguin Emperor, go ahead and try to bounce that. They try to affect Valor, but we do have the Designator here in hand, so we can go ahead, banish that, go with the Dagda, Fusion Destiny. Again, any two Penguins, or in this situation, a Penguin Emperor plus Fusion Destiny, creates this field. Now, I did mess up here, and I didn't activate Dagda off of the Fusion Destiny, so I had to use DPE's effect, just a little bit weird there. But I come back here, main phase, I go for Summoner to bring that back. I figure this is good enough time to go ahead, pop the Summoner, and get our Scythe out. Then they're going to go ahead and Summoner have to go from hand, and they have 2 level 8s, but they cannot do anything with that, so they will pass turn. We get Puny Penguin, and I will use that to go into Area, to go into Celine, and like I said, even though we don't have the Halq to go into it, we have used Effective Ability this game, so we could go into Access Code, gain the 5,000, completely decimate their board, and go for game. Access Code will punch in, and that will be that. Our final replay is up against Marincess. I get to go first, and I have the full combo. I have the Garden, Squire, and Fusion Destiny. We're going to go into Emperor. We will cross out this because I need this to go through. Emperor Penguin will tribute itself to special summon out Puny Penguin and Penguin Ninja, the bread and butter combo we all know and love. We'll set the Puny, special Squire. Squire will flip back up the Puny, and because it was flipped back up, Puny will special summon back the Emperor. Now, we're going for Penguin Brave here. While normally we would go for Halq and start that combo, it's a little less impact, but we can still get to the same place of going into a Barone on top of it, and then FD to get out the DPE. They get to go next, and they draw. Infib's pretty good. They can stop the Barone here, go for the Desires, and draw off the top. Ooh, Forbidden Droplets. I'm going to try to destroy their blue tank so they can't link, but the Forbidden Droplets will prevent me from doing so. They can go Blue Slug to grab that, and they're off to the races. Anyone who knows Marincess knows that once they've got to their Link 1, it's gone, and they've even gone Dive on top of it. My god. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and Penguin here so I can bounce those back to the hand, hopefully stopping them from continuing their plays. But because they have both the Dive and the Spring Girl in hand, they are going to be able to skip the Link ones and go right for the Coral Anemone. Then Coral Anemone will go ahead and just special summon back out. Coral Anemone will go ahead and grab the Spring Girl. Marble Block will go ahead and grab Blue Tang for next turn. Spring Girl will special summon herself. Will let us go into Aqua Argonaut and then equip it with the links, god damn it. They'll beat over the Barone and pass turn. DP will destroy itself, but it's coming back during the standby phase. I'm actually going to dash it here because I really want to get the Celestial draw, and I don't want to use my normal summon. So we draw 2, and these aren't great. But we are able to go into the Charmer. Unfortunately, we do not have any effective in the graveyard, so we're just going to hard with the Penguin Brave. At this point, they will wave, and I was waiting for that so I can then chain the DPE to that. And now we have 2 beaters to just go ahead and hit face. 25, 23. It's not enough for lethal, but it's getting us close. They get to go first, and they draw off the top on Effect Veiler. They're going to add wave back to hand, and at this point, I know they have the dive because they added it from the Coral, so I'm just trying to find the best place where I can DPE, but it's really hard because I know no matter what I do, they're going to have extra extension, and I think I waited a little bit too late. See, they go ahead and grab a second dive, Coral Anemone to go ahead and grab Spring Girl, then they'll link off for the 3, and at this point I should have done it before, but they already have wave up, so they're going to use it here on the DPE, bring back to their hand this so they can special summon it, and they're going to go for the other Link 4 at this point. After summoning the Piscalis from deck, they got the Bubble Reef. This will equip all the way here. Beat over this because I know DPE will just come back if they beat over that, and Dark Ruler No More is okay, but really they're getting all of their power from the equip spells, from the field spells, so Dark Ruler No More isn't actually that great. We are able to stop an Effect Veiler here, so we can't actually just pop it, because it's not protected by anything. Then we'll Prosperity for 6 here, getting off the top. I'm really hoping to get Scythe, because I really want to lock them out of their links, and we don't get it. I'm just going to grab the Infib because it's probably the best thing. I'll beat over their monster, set 1 pass. They still have a starter and the dive in hand. They're going to go ahead and just special summon 2 links right from the goddamn graveyard. Then they're going to go into the area. From here, I'm just going to wait for them to grind. Nothing. And I'm going to go DPE. They have another goddamn Forbidden Droplets, but I have the Infib! God damn it. We're going to go ahead and negate that, destroying their monster, so they do not get any more advantage from my graveyard. Then we're going to go ahead into the dive, special summon Spring Girl, but they did it in the Infib column. Woo! They'll just special summon it from the deck though, and then go ahead and Blue Slug. Blue Slug going to bring back the Marble Coral that they're going to use now to bring back the Link 4 that they are now going to go into. It's insane, and they're going to fill up on links once again and just beat over. But DPE is coming back. This is just showing the power of DPE. DPE is insane. We draw another infib off the top. They're going to draw during the standby phase. I'll try to destroy it, but they have the wave, unfortunately. So I will just set one and pass the turn. I figure I can just destroy it here while they don't have the wave in hand. But goddamn, the Coral Anemone is just getting advantage on advantage. They're going to blue tank, go into Sea Angel. I think they're actually running out of links at this point. But they are going to be able to equip so many and just buff it up to 3,000 anyways. DPE will activate, just going to bring it back during the next turn. I still have the infib set. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Royal Penguin Guards to get Great Emperor Penguin. I decided not to use it this turn, but looks like they're going to negate my DPE this effect. But I just wait till next turn, come back around, they go to battle, I'm going to go ahead and destroy it, leaving them with nothing but the Coral Anemone, bringing it back with the blue tang one more time. They summon it and realize they are completely out of links. Now it is my time to shine. DPE is just coming back infinitely. I could go ahead and bring out the Great Emperor Penguin. They try to negate this. It doesn't matter because I can still go for the Great Emperor Penguin. At this point, I am just flexing for a game, get a Dragite, but I walked into the Biru. Oh my fucking god. But I also have a really huge token here, so they're going to have to out this in this next turn because I didn't draw anything off the top. But if they can't get something out, then this is going to be game, and Infib is just not going to do it. And that's the replays. As you can see, the power of DPE is still just as good as it was all that time ago. But I also hope that during that replay it showed you the crucial flaw of Penguins right now. If I'm not getting into that Fusion Destiny, my ceiling for the turn is significantly lowered. At the best of the best, I can get out a Penguin Brave with a Barone, but that's not that exciting. Especially in today's meta, that's just so much more powerful than it was before. Having the deck's power level lowered to such an extent makes it really hard to compete, and without DPE, it would be really hard to do so. However, just having that really big power spike of if I drew Fusion Destiny or not in your deck makes for your top deck game being a lot better than really any other Penguin deck. Because usually once you go through your Penguin combo line, you don't have a lot left in the deck that can really make a huge impact off the top. Being able to draw into Fusion Destiny fixes that. I wish I had more replays to show you, but I wanted to get this video out as close to the ban list as I possibly could. And I can just tell you without replays that you need to draw really well in this deck. Getting hit by a hand trap at the wrong time can completely end your turn and leave you on nothing, all while exhausting so much resources. Because as is, Penguins are going to need a lot of resources to get their combo game going, which is why I am playing so much protection that I am. Now luckily, Penguins are not dead as I initially thought they were. Penguins still retain a lot of the power that they once had, their seeing has just been significantly dropped. But that is it for this deck. I do have a couple other Penguin decks that I am fiddling with, and once I think they are ready to be seen, I'll probably be making a video of those as well. But for now, like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more. My name is Nopenguin, and I will never let this deck die. That I can promise you. Goodbye.